The Mystara project is proud to present Part 32 of the Black Coast campaign. In this video, the party has arrived at the alpine hamlet of Relfren, in search of its famous green cheese. The cheese is required by some nixies, in exchange for releasing their charmed rower slave from clear water. The badly wounded party is relieved to make it to Relfren around noon on the 16th of Cold Moon. The banner at the front confirms they are in the right place for the cheese they need. To their right, they spot the Lazy Cat Inn. The party enters the building, whilst the drover minds their horses and wagon. The PCs are shocked at the state of this inn and tavern. They introduce themselves to the proprietor, Thegor Hustamar. He says he has 4 double rooms available, for 2 silvers each per night. He rather obnoxiously tells them they can't keep their horses and wagon here, they will have to go to the stables. It's run by Smiley Jonk the Drunkard, to the northwest. When asked about all the rats running around, Thegor says that his cat, Tiger, usually deals with them, but he currently has a busted leg, so he can't chase them. Although disgusted by this establishment, the party desperately needs rest, so they take all 4 rooms. Ambil offers to guard Timon and Saudara in one room while they sleep, whilst Eben will watch over Triac in another room. Lemunda goes with the drover, Sviskaz Tox, to the stables. Lemunda and Sviskaz approach the stables. They introduce themselves to the stable master, Smiley Jonk. Smiley obnoxiously tells them it will cost 25 GP per night, or a keg of ale from Meltel's Tavern and Spirit Shop per night, to stable the 10 horses and wagon. Lemunda, using her charm, asks Smiley to offer his best price. He grumbles, and offers 20 GP per night. Lemunda agrees, then heads back to the inn with Sviskaz. The PCs spend the rest of the day and the next 2 days resting and healing. On top of the rat problem, watered-down drinks and questionable food, the bedrooms are plagued by a cold draft. During their recovery time, the PCs learn from locals about the factory and Relfren. The factory was supposedly founded decades ago by a wizard named Relfren Orfman, who invented the now famous green cheese with holes in it. People then started to settle in the pass around the factory. Relfren's great-grandson, Grendel, now runs the factory, but he unexpectedly shut it down a few weeks ago. Apparently, he is promising to reopen it on Founders' Day, on the 21st of Cold Moon. Grendel is not popular, he keeps to himself, when not serving customers. He doesn't help out the community like his forefathers did. They also mention that a dwarven silversmithing family was killed about 3 weeks ago. It appears it was a robbery gone wrong, committed by strangers. The blacksmith, Sven Pent, is offering a reward for information leading to an arrest. Chief Constable Kamum has forbidden anyone to enter the crime scene. Shortly after the dwarfs were murdered, the herbalist's shop burnt down one night. Constable Kamum reckons the halfling herbalist fell asleep without dousing his fire. When asked about their government, they say the burgomaster is nominally in charge of Relfren. He was a beggar who wandered into Relfren one day, and was given a nice house, servants, and a title out of pity. No one knows his name including him. He probably forgot it, as well as his pants size, and birthday. Sometimes he forgets to put on pants when he addresses crowds from his balcony. Finally, a shepherd lives in the southwest that only Father Thero, the local priest, has seen. Apparently he is half man, half beast, called Animal Man. Some say that if you see Animal Man, you will go crazy. Overall, the PCs get the feeling that the locals wished their community was as it was, before all this merchant traffic was diverted through here, due to bandits taking over the main pass. On the morning of the 19th of Cold Moon, the adventurers are almost fully recovered from their injuries, so they set off to see the factory for themselves. On their way, they pass a tavern, then enter the town square, where locals are chatting whilst waiting to draw water from the well. They also notice the reward poster for 1000 GP, posted by the blacksmith. They approach the factory, and see that it is indeed closed and boarded up. The notice states, "Attention, attention. In honor of the upcoming Founders' Day festivities, the owner and managers of the Emerald Moon Cheese Factory would like to offer a special surprise to the good people of Relfren. At midnight of Festival Day, all will be revealed. Until that momentous day, however, the shop will be closed in order to ensure security. Wouldn't want to spoil the surprise now, would we? The management. The PCs decide they will stay in Relfren until the factory opens. In the meantime, they might look into a few of the sinister events that occurred here recently. They head into Meltel's tavern and spirit shop. Eben's face lights up when he spots the vast variety of ales available, after drinking watered-down servings at the Lazy Cat. They introduce themselves to the proprietor, Frederick Meltel. The party asks about the goings-on in Relfren, and hears mostly the same opinions and rumors as the Lazy Cat. The patrons appear to want to talk about which masked costume they will wear for Founders' Day, rather than be reminded of the recent fatalities. The tavern did not serve food, but the PCs spy the lamb and candle shop to the southwest, across the square. Lamunda introduces herself to the proprietors, Donham Bork the butcher, and his wife Sarah the chandler. Donham replies, "Good morning, Amanda." Lamunda replies, "No, it's Lamunda, Mr. Bork." In response, Donham hands her a few pork chops, and tells her about the high quality of the swine he slaughters. Eben licks his lips. After some more miscommunication, the PCs abandon their line of questioning, buy some meat, and leave. Next door is a bakery, run by Karen Quen. When asked about what's happening in Relfren, she relates her shock at the herbalist shop burning down next door. Only a concerted effort by the locals saved her bakery from a similar fate. She says in all her 16 years, she never once saw the halfling herbalist Pipwick Greenroot leave a fire going at night. She feels sorry for his dog, Fritz, who has been seen wandering around. The party stocks up on her baked goods, and decide to take a look at the burned building next door. The party searches through the burnt ruins of the herbalist shop. They notice that the fire was concentrated in multiple places, but not in the hearth. They also notice oil residue in multiple places. They get the impression the fire was deliberately lit. Triac warns the party that they should gather more evidence, and be careful about letting on what they have found, until they can determine who they can trust in this hamlet. The party heads to the blacksmithy, to the northwest of the square to see if they can get more information about the murdered dwarven family, from the source of the advertised reward. They introduce themselves to the blacksmith Sven Pent. Sven tells them that the Searskir dwarven family were good friends, and he wants justice for them. He does not believe it was a botched robbery by strangers, as Constable Seamam has concluded, but he has been unable to convince the constable otherwise. So, he posted the reward for assistance. He is frustrated with the constable, and believes he is hiding something. He advises the PCs to sneak into the silversmith shop at night, as the constable has forbidden entry to the crime scene. The party agree to try to find out who was behind the dwarven murders. Next, the party enters the general store in the northwest of the hamlet. The proprietor, Julie Killian, tells the party she is currently sold out of silver goods, as she lost her suppliers and neighbors, the dwarven Searskir silversmith family, about 2 weeks ago. She recalls that she heard scratching sounds from the Searskir's side of their shared wall on the night of their deaths. She believes the noises were either robbers, or rats that have recently infested the building. Just as she mentions the rats, Julie looks away, grabs a broom, and runs across the shop shouting, "There's one of them right now." Next the party come across a very nice-looking house in the west of Relfren. A servant lets them in, where they are introduced to the burgomaster. When Lamunda inquires as to his name, he simply replies, "Everyone calls me the burgomaster, I cannot remember my name." Despite his memory issues, he is warm and friendly, and seems to genuinely care for his community. The party do not get any additional information from the burgomaster, and take their leave. The twin sisters' clothing shop to the south of the burgomaster's house catches the party's eye. Inside they meet the sisters, Nitty and Bitty Bunkin. They say they have been busy making costumes for the locals to wear on Founders' Day, but won't reveal who will be wearing what, as that would spoil the fun. They don't have any additional information on the murders or the factory, but they do remark that things must be getting a bit lean for Grendel Orfman, since he's been asking how to do his own sewing repairs. As it is now lunchtime, the PCs decide to head back to the Lazy Cat, to enjoy their meat and bakery goods with some fine ale. As they pass the stables, they hear high-pitched whinnies, squeals, loud braying, and eagle-like screeches. Turning to look, they see 6 half-eagle, half-horse creatures swoop down on the animals in the stable yard. The party rushes to attack, followed by Sven the blacksmith and Constable Kamum. Stable master smilthly draws his sword, but does not advance. With the horses successfully saved from the hippogriffs, we will end part 32 of the Black Coast campaign here. Next time, the party will gather themselves and return to the inn to eat, recover, and plan their next move.